What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakey, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. So, Don Staley, South Carolina, get back to business as usual, putting a thumping on Arkansas, 95 to 55, and holding the leading scorer in the SEC, well under her season average, man. And this was the type of bounce back inspired basketball that you wanted to see from South Carolina after losing that last game, man. They came out aggressive, moving the basketball, and to prove a point, I will say the first half was a little slow and it took them a little while to get in rhythm. But man, shout out to South Carolina, just silencing the noise, bro. Keeping the main thing, and getting back to business. Put up a 40 ball today. Malaysia Fool Wiley, Joyce Edwards, Chloe Kitts, Breezy Hall definitely led the way for this team, man. If you're a South Carolina fan, this is what you wanted to see from the team. This is how you wanted to see them respond after a lot of talk about this team having issues and trouble, even maybe off the court chemistry. Maybe some tweaks needed to be made to the starting lineup. But Don Staley, man, sticking to her guns, and it paid off tonight. Now, I will say Arkansas is one of the worst teams in the conference. This should have been a blowout, so it's nothing to get crazy about, but they handle business as usual, and I think just for them to just be emotionally and physically locked in the way they were tonight, hey, you just gotta salute them, man. But they are back to action, back to their business, man. And I think, honestly, I was most impressed with the ball movement today. And we all see the stats up there right now, but the ball movement was incredible, bro. Like, so they had 26 assists tonight. When you talk about sharing the basketball, finding the open shots, like the offense was humming. The offense was humming tonight. They definitely got back to business. And then, like I said, looking at the rest of it, I think that for one, man, 8 of 19, they shot the ball well from three. Breezy Hall, Malaysia Fool Wiley, a big part of that. They dominate the glass 59 to 31. Joyce Edwards and Chloe Kitts got plenty of touches tonight. They got back to old school South Carolina basketball, South Carolina defense, pounding the paint, causing havoc, causing turnovers. And it was just a really good performance for them to bounce back the way they did. Welcome in, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Guys, if this is your first time, welcome to the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakey, aka Brandon DTV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and all that good stuff to join. And also join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. But fantastic gameplay by South Carolina, man. I love the ball movement. They completely, like, the first half was sloppy. Second half, they came out and dominated. They played really great defense, picking pockets, causing steals, really good in transition, causing turnovers and turning those defensive stops in the transition points the other way. I definitely just think that this was inspired basketball from South Carolina, right? They heard all the noise. They were frustrated. They knew that they felt like they shouldn't be losing the games that they lost this season. They heard the people talking. They know they got dubbed, embarrassed, dominated by Uconn, so you knew they were going to come out with an attitude tonight. And it definitely showed, man. We still see that Joyce Edwards as well as Malaysia Fool Wiley leading the way for this squad. But I want to talk about Breezy Hall for a second, man. I love what I saw from her tonight. I know me personally, I was kind of like, man, I don't know if she should still be in the starting lineup. She's just not giving much offensively. Defensively, definitely. But 14 points tonight, shot the three really well, was aggressive, hunting her shots. I think her and Chloe Kitts looked confident tonight. Chloe Kitts looked like she was back in her bag tonight. Like, she played great basketball. She made shots, spread the floor with the mid-range. She led the team with 13 rebounds, man. I think she definitely heard some of that noise. It felt personal tonight for Chloe Kitts, but I love what we saw from these upperclassmen. Like, the fans have been calling for it. Don Staley has been challenging this group, and I was impressed with how the starting, or not the starting lineup, but the upperclassmen stepped up today. Breezy Hall is very impressed with the 3-point shooting. The marksman, she really helped bust this game open in the first half when it was a little close to comfort. Chloe Kitts, like I said, 13 rebounds, 10 points, banging down low in the paint. Raven Johnson, I think, did a really good job of getting the ball out of her hands, initiating the fast break, moving the basketball tonight. Had 4 assists, also had 3 points as well. And Tessa Johnson, man, had been in kind of a shooting slump. She comes in and scores 10 points off the bench, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. So I just think that they got a really balanced team effort for sure. Welcome in, Shaquem. Finally, I caught a live, but I still think Raven is severely limited. I believe she can't help or difference on offense. Arkansas is a weak team. I don't think the starters can win in the SEC tournament. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Arkansas is a weak team. That first half was way too close for comfort, in my opinion. Like, South Carolina should have been up 20 in the first half. I think for me, it was a bit of sloppy play, some missed shot opportunities, and they were not guarding the 3-point line well in the first half. I did notice that. Like Arkansas had a few open looks from 3 that were wide open. Smith for Arkansas had 18 points. Like, she was lighting South Carolina up. If Arkansas had any type of talent outside of Smith and Izzy Higginbottom, this game could have been closer in the first half. The dominant performance. Like, I'm not gonna nitpick too much. Tessa Johnson, though, finally breaking out of that shooting slump, I think that was a good sign for her. They need her to be shooting the basketball to really spread the offense. Terry, welcome in. This is a team. It doesn't matter who starts after the first half of the game. Don plays matchups. Hey, absolutely, RC. Arkansas is terrible. Arkansas is terrible. I definitely got to acknowledge that. Arkansas is terrible, bro. They're definitely weak. South Carolina beating up on a sorry team. They should be proud. Jay Farr, welcome in. Welcome in. Some of the usual suspects. Bree Hall, offense play is still the same, but today her shot was going in. Yeah, that's the thing. I think she was more aggressive shooting the ball tonight. And then once she saw that first one go in, it was like shooting a beach ball into the ocean. She just kept letting it fire. Daniel, welcome in, my guy. Yes, but I was impressed with Chloe Kitts too, man. 10 points, 13 rebounds. It's no secret. It kind of felt like she had lost her confidence the last several games, and she definitely came out and played aggressive. She did look kind of like sad on the bench after the fact, but I think maybe it's just her and Tina Powell had like the stone face. Like, they knew this was supposed to be a blowout win. Like, they're not satisfied with just beating Arkansas, but they handled business. And Miriam Dowda even gave them some solid minutes, man. It was cool that Dawn gave her some serious minutes tonight against her former team. She had 9 points and 9 rebounds. I think that's a great sign for Miriam Dowda, who, some people have kind of been pushing her towards the transfer portal, to be honest with you. But her and Adele Tack came in, 5 rebounds. Um, Joyce Edwards, I think they did a great job of getting her touches, man. Like, when they run that break, she is so mobile, just running down the floor in that fast break. And they fed her tonight, and she finished. It was a slow start in the first half, but she definitely went to work. Hey, RC, I definitely got the Four Nations face off on too, man. USA tied that game up. Yes. Hey, the NBA need to take some notes from the NHL, bro. Because I forgot this was a friendly, basically, an all-star game, but it don't feel like it. But yeah, definitely check it on that. And then Malaysia for a while. How about that alley-oop she caught, bro? That was crazy. She caught a whole alley, man. Maddie McDaniel with the great pass. Malaysia for Wiley. We saw a lot of Malaysia for Wiley. We saw a lot of Joyce Edwards. Like, this was one of the first games I feel like the shackles were completely off of Malaysia for Wiley. Like, she got to play and run young, wild, and free, and she was a big impact. 3 assists as well, 3 rebounds, had some steals. I think her shot selection was good tonight. I think she played very unselfish, moving the basketball, had some really nice assists. Like, this is the type of energy, the type of spark that they need from their star players. But I definitely think the starting lineup stayed the same, yes. The starting lineup absolutely stayed the same. But we definitely saw a lot more of Malaysia Fulwiley and early in the game, early in the first quarter, as well as Joyce Edwards. Like, they got serious minutes tonight, and I think that's the strategy for this team. They figured out the recipe. They definitely figured out the recipe of, yo, the two best players we got, Malaysia Fulwiley, Joyce Edwards, need minutes. And that's what I was calling for in my last video, man. I know some people, I mean, Raven Hall, Breezy Hall, or Raven Johnson, Breezy Hall definitely waited their time. Sanaya Fagan has waited their time. But there are some underclassmen that are playing better. And Don Staley has been big on, if you're not performing, those minutes got to go to somebody else that is producing. I do still feel like Raven Johnson is definitely still very one-dimensional on offense, for sure. But she did a great job of just orchestrating offense and playing to her strengths tonight, in my opinion. But she still is limited. I'm not backing off of that. Yeah, Arkansas was not like the challenge for this team. They don't have the talent. But hey, man, shout out to the job they did on Izzy Higginbottom, who is the leading scorer in the SEC. South Carolina held her to 10 points tonight. I think Breezy Hall, Tessa, Raven Johnson, even Sanaya Fagan got switched on her a couple times. I think they did a really good job of locking in and shutting down Izzy Higginbottom and making things difficult for her. She's the fifth leading scorer in the nation, averaging over 23 points a game, and they held her to 10 tonight. So from a defensive standpoint, I think they definitely should be proud of that. They didn't let Higginbottom get going at all. Tina Pow, another quiet night, but they didn't really need much from her in this game. But we continue to see Malaysia Fulwiley, Tessa Johnson playing great basketball. Joyce Edwards as an underclassman playing great basketball. Chloe Kitts definitely played confident basketball tonight, got back in her bag. The ball movement was exceptional. They held them under 10 points for like 2 quarters. So, I mean, obviously this isn't a true test for South Carolina, and they still have Kentucky, which will be a really good test for them. They're playing right now. But I will say, this is the intensity, this is the effort, this is what you wanted to see them come out and do. They came out and handled business, back to business as usual. Brennan, I finally watched Michaela Blake's today versus Auburn. Yeah, cold. She had 30 tonight, man. We'll definitely get to some other games. I got some other games pulled up, so we'll get to some other games as well and talk about Michaela Blake's a little bit. Maddie has more upside than Raven. I would agree. I would agree. And I love the fearlessness that Maddie McDaniel plays with. Like, as a freshman, bro, she is like the Energizer Bunny. Like, she is on go. She's always in attack mode, but I do like that she's also a pass first point guard. Let's see. Maddie has more ups. Yeah, Lay is their best guard. Absolutely. Lay is the absolutely positively the best guard. I genuinely like she doesn't have many holes in her game. Like she is pretty close to a complete player. Like there's not really anything she does bad. Powell is a good role player, but she isn't good enough to compete with Flau'jae, Michaela Williams, and other combo guards. I mean, Powell does what they need her to do. You know what I'm saying? She's been kind of in a cold streak as well. I think she worked more to get active, get those paint touches, attack the cup tonight. She didn't really shoot a whole lot, but her and Tessa Johnson are the best 3-point shooters on this team, so they're gonna need them to continue to step up for sure. I think this was a very promising game for Tessa Johnson, though. 10 points, 6 assists, running the point guard, 2 rebounds. Her playmaking ability, in my opinion, is definitely something that is underrated, man. Like, Tessa can pass the rock for sure. McDaniel had 3 assists, 2 points, 2 rebounds for Mouse. Joyce Edwards, 18 points, 1 assist, 8 rebounds for Joyce Edwards. Attack got in. It was a team effort, and it always is with South Carolina. It's always a team effort. I watched the Vandy game. Blake's, yeah, she is the truth, Brandon. But did you see Raven kick the game off with a 3-point shot? Yeah, that was her only point to the game. She had a couple open looks, man. And the thing is with Raven, like, we saw last year, she can hit them. And if you're going to lay off, like, she's going to shoot them. It seems like defenses are very comfortable giving her that shot. I will say Arkansas tried. They tried to do the same thing other teams have done and pack the paint. and go zone. South Carolina shot him right out of it, man. Malaysia, Hall, Johnson hit a three, like you said, like that. Tessa Johnson as well. Raven hit a three. But they did a good job of busting the zone wide open. Brandon, what is with Tessa? She needs to kick it up a notch. She should be next up offense like Lay is. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think she probably is their best, like, three-level scoring threat. And yeah, I mean, I feel like she hasn't been as aggressive in the past as she was, like, especially earlier in the season or last year. But this was a good game for her. I think it was a confidence builder for her, for Kitts, for Hall. And, like, these upperclassmen, Sanaya Fagan played solid as well. 8 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. And we saw that Miriam Dowda actually can contribute to this team. We saw, I think it was a very promising performance from Miriam Dowda. This was no doubt a bounce back game, though. They came in and they came to prove a point, and that's what they did, beating this team by 40. Is Arkansas a good team? No. Is this a true test? No. This was supposed to be a home blowout. This was like one of those games early in the season where you're trying to build confidence, and they just got it towards the end of the season. But this was definitely, I think, a game that confidence was built, and that's really what you want in a matchup like this for sure. But I think they moved the ball really well. They rebounded. They attacked the glass. Chloe Kitts feels like she's getting her confidence back as well with this team. And I think, Breezy Hall showed a lot tonight as well, man. 14 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. This was a bounce back game for Bree Hall as well, man. She shot the ball lights out tonight. And they're going to need that from her. Like, this is the type of production they're going to need from Kitts. They're going to need from Hall. Like, 13 rebounds for Kitts tonight. Definitely nothing to shrug your shoulders at. Like, this was a great game. But I still feel like the minutes, like Malaysia Fool, Wiley, Joyce Edwards got plenty of minutes tonight. In my opinion, these are the two best players on this South Carolina roster. We saw them get in early and often and really help blow this game open. What were some of y'all's initial takeaways from this game? Brandon, Layla Hayes is from Alaska, 6'5", and coming to Iowa next year. I don't know much about her, but looking forward to seeing her play. Hey, RC, all you know is, hey, you can't teach 6'5". You either got it or you don't. You either got it or you don't. But yeah, I mean, great bounce back win. Definitely nothing to write home about, but they handled business. And the way that first half started, it was sloppy, man. They really got going, though. Malaysia Fool Wally, her defense, her creating space and traffic, attacking the cup. She had the big M1 to kind of help blow this game open. Like, her and Breezy were definitely big in that first half. And I think, too, we got to shout out Breezy Hall for the defensive effort on Izzy Higginbottom as well, man. Like, I really was impressed because Higginbottom been giving everybody buckets. And they held her to 10 tonight. And we seen Hall, man, she gets the toughest perimeter threat, like the top scoring perimeter threat night in and night out. She's constantly battling. And she took that matchup with AZ Flood personal. After that, she was coming in to shut stuff down. For sure. But big game for Chloe Kitts as well, man. Y'all give me y'all's takeaways on that game as well. I wanted to look at some other games too, man, that were going on. Because there was a lot of basketball. Of course, LSU was playing later as well. But looking at some other games, man, Notre Dame handled business tonight. Remains number 1. Alabama handled business tonight as well. Shout out Sarah Barker. How about Ohio State getting upset, though, man? There was some upsets tonight, too. But looking at it, man, Vanderbilt took an L to Oklahoma. Michaela Blake's with another 30 ball, though, man. I mean, when you talk about just a special freshman, bro, like, she is just built different, man. It was a quiet game for everybody. Like, they have talent. Not much help for her tonight, but Michaela Blake's is absolutely the truth. Like, salute to her. She's been the leading scorer for freshmen in the SEC. Has 250 balls already. Had 30 plus tonight. I think just the SEC is tough. Also, looking at it, you see some other games as well. And that'll be a big matchup, man. Like, that's South Carolina's next matchup, man. They still got Vanderbilt on the list as well, man. And it'll be interesting to see what they do to try to slow down Michaela Blakes and company. But I'm guessing Breezy Hall will probably get that matchup against Blakes. She typically gets the top scoring threat on the opposition's team. So that'll be a good test for them. It'll be a tougher test. Vanderbilt's still not on the level of a Kentucky or a LSU, one of these top teams, but I definitely think what they do with Michaela Blakes and this very much improved Vanderbilt team will definitely show a lot for this team because Vanderbilt can score that basketball for sure. NC State handled business as well. Ohio State getting upset by Indiana, man, and it's pretty much been the Cody McMahon and Jelani Cambridge show for Ohio State, man. But this was a game they were not supposed to lose. I tell you that. Notre Dame beat the hell out of Miami, and the Cavendish sisters got them smooth up out of there. Their big three. And just for those interested, Michaela Blake's finished with 34. Just saying, nobody else had over 15 points for them. So Michaela Blake's is going to be a good test for South Carolina, man. I think Vanderbilt's one of those trap games for sure. Like I said, Notre Dame handled business, number one team in the country, beat Miami by 40. My goodness. Hannah Hidalgo finished with 18 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. Sonia Citron led the way with 19 points and 8 rebounds. And stat sheet stuffer Olivia Miles, 14 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds to lead the team in assists and finish third in rebounds. And Notre Dame definitely, in my opinion, is the favorite right now to win the national championship. When you just talk about a complete team, Latu King also had 13 points, 4 assists, 13 rebounds. West Bell still finding her rhythm back. She had 6 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds for her. And Prosper has been really good for them off the bench. 8 points, 5 rebounds. So Notre Dame's still handling business, man. I definitely think that if I had to bet on somebody, and it's definitely wide open, it is wide open. But if I had to bet on somebody to win the national championship, I feel like if you wrote a ball out, I'm picking Notre Dame. I don't feel like anybody's a bad matchup for them right now. Like just with that guard play, with the depth they have, they were missing some size last year, and they got a lot bigger, and they've been doing really good at scoring in the paint. West Bell being able to spread the floor is big for them. The emergence of King in the transfer portal was big. So they're definitely handling their business, man. Like I said, NC State. Oh, I misspoke earlier. NC State dominated Georgia Tech, 83-68. I thought it was a little closer than that. Ohio State, the number 8 team in the country, gets beat by unranked Indiana by 10. Let's see. In the coming weeks, SC will be tested. The SEC tournament definitely will reveal if the starters should remain in the starting lineup or should be a lineup change. This will confirm if SC are pretenders. Yeah, the SEC tournament is going to be a gauntlet, man. And whoever comes out of there, and don't sleep on teams like Tennessee and Ole Miss, man. Like some of these tier 2, tier 3 teams could definitely make some noise in the SEC tournament. Michigan State is tough, man. They gave UCLA all they could handle. They gave USC a run too, but Juju, man, like she continues to be special. She broke Caitlin Clark's record for most 30-point games against ranked teams. So yeah, she's definitely doing damage, man. She's the best player in the Big Ten, I think. You can put Lauren Betts in there as well, but I'm not gonna argue either way. Michaela Blake's is the woman, Kyrie Dave Lillard. Yeah, she's cold. She's cold. She can get a bucket wherever, man. And she's not a big guard. She's got the floater. She's crafty around the basket. Like, I'm interested to see how South Carolina will defend her. I'm thinking they'll probably throw a few different matchups her way for sure. Now Ohio State want to lay down. Man, and I like Ohio State. I like Ohio State, man. I think they got a good team, but they definitely dropped the ball today, no pun intended. Indiana lit them up, man. Cody McMahon had 14 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. Jelani Cambridge had 18, 2 and 4. And nobody else scored in double figures for this team, man. And it kind of seems like, quiet game for Petty, who's been solid for them. Terry's been pretty solid for them as well. Supporting cast did not step up for Ohio State. They take the upset. They're one of my teams that I was watching in the Big Ten too, man. Like Iowa as well as Ohio State, I thought could really make some noise and potentially make a run in the Big Ten tournament, challenge the UCLAs and the USCs of the world, but that was not the case at all. Some other games as well, man. Just looking at it, shout out to UNC, man, number 9 team in the country, taking care of business against Syracuse. Big game for Gat Dang, the big for Carolina, player of the game for them. They handle business on the road, starting their first game of 3 straight on the road. But Maria Gat Dang, 21 points and 14 rebounds was huge for this team. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Carolina. You know, Deja Kelly left for what she thought was going to be greener pastures, and that has not happened at Oregon, man. They're about to miss the NCAA tournament. Duke, number 11 team in the nation, got upset by Louisville, too, which was a big upset, man. So 2 top 15 teams lost tonight. Watching the upsets. Oklahoma, like we said, handled business. Kentucky and Missouri going at it right now. We could see another ranked team fall. Maryland up 74-70 on Northwestern. LSU up 20-14 on Georgia. Right now, they're handling business. UCLA, number 3rd ranked team in the country, plays a little bit later tonight. So definitely some games to watch, man, for sure. But South Carolina definitely handled their business tonight. And I think it was a bright sign. I'm not saying they're out of the woods yet. I'm not saying this is reason to celebrate. They did get a new winning streak started. All their problems, I don't think, will be solved in one game. There's still, the crisis of finding a true offensive identity, determining your go-to scorer, who's going to be the role players, who are going to be who are going to be the chefs in the kitchen, the chiefs, and who are definitely going to be more of the role players. I think they're still figuring that out. But I like what I saw tonight. I think they did a good job of balancing the minutes. Don Staley went with the hot hand, and it got them the dub, man. But that was just kind of an outlook that we were looking at. Also, man, while we're talking about South Carolina, I wanted to touch on this really quick. And y'all keep hollering at me in the comments because we rolling. But how about Asia Wilson, man? She got the A1s will be releasing during the summer, but so this is like the original shoe. Obviously, we mentioned the pink. They're fired. She's got a dope shoe. She's been getting really good praise and feedback. It seems like not only will it be a basketball shoe, but it could be a fashion statement as well. I know a lot of Caitlin Clark fans are pissed about her getting the shoe and kind of feel like they took her shine because she had the Nike deal for 2 years and they're kind of bringing out the shoe now. A lot of people want to see that Caitlin Clark shoe. I heard it could be possibly getting canceled or delayed because of that leak that was out. But that is the original pink shoe. The A1 right there. There's a white version as well. Like, bro, the kicks are fire. I'm not going to lie. Like, I definitely would rock those. Her and Sabrina Ionescu probably have the dopest shoes in women's basketball right now. So salute to them. But pink, white, and the Nike released the other colorways as well. So you can see Asia Wilson will have 4 colorways to this new shoe. And I mean, honestly, the white and the pink are fire. Real men wear pink. I like pink. I ain't gonna hold you, but I thought that the shoe just looks good, man. It looks comfortable. It looks athletic, but it also looks like you could rock it out in public. She got the beta blue coming, the black hyper pink, and the white ghost. And I showed y'all the white ghost and the laser pink. So, that is the laser pink right there that you see. This is the white ghost right here. What y'all think about the shoe? I think they're pretty fire. I'm not gonna hold you. I think the shoes are pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. But she's got a whole colorway like they're rolling out this summer, man. I know South Carolina fans will be all over the A1 for sure. Let me see. When do they play? Is it the next game? It really might be. Is it South Carolina's next? They're coming up soon. Yeah, it's the next game. They play them on Sunday. South Carolina plays Vanderbilt on Sunday, man. That's going to be a very, very good contest for them, I think. Michaela Blake's, Pierre's really good. Like, they have a supporting cast. Is the supporting cast going to show up? I don't know, man. But, yeah, I think Asia Wilson's got probably the second dopest shoe in the game behind Sabrina Ionescu. Um, some people aren't happy about it. Some people feel like Caitlin should be getting that signature shoe immediately, but that's what we know. They will be coming out in the summer, and they're running $110. So, affordable compared to a lot of other basketball shoes, and she's been stoked about it as well, man. Just kind of talking about it, the shoe, what it means to her, the stories that are written that symbolize her parents, and her story and her book, and a lot of different things. So Asia Wilson all over this shoe, and she got some merch coming out too that I think looks pretty good. Like, the merch is fire, bro. Like, she really did her big one with this. I really got to be honest. Like, the merch is fire. I think it shows her personality. She obviously helped design this line and these shoes. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I hope they come out with the unisex version because I'm trying to get some merch. Like, it's looking pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie. Um, Good business, man. Nike doing their big one behind the women's sport. Salute to them. I'm sure Caitlin Clark's shoe will be coming soon, though, for the Caitlin fans. For sure, for sure. But yeah, they got Vanderbilt on Sunday. Michaela Blake's SEC leading scorer. She's top 3 in scoring in the league right now. Like, that is going to be a big matchup for them. Vanderbilt plays fast. They have really good guards. And I think in ISO situations, like South Carolina's defense has been exposed some. When they get that half court, slow you down team defense, they can be tough to score on. They make you settle for tough shots. But Michaela Blake's, oh my goodness, she is the business, man. 250 balls already at 34 tonight. That is going to be must-watch TV for sure. Pharaoh, welcome in, welcome in. SC looking to win the SEC championship for a 4th straight time. Yeah, it feels like the SEC tournament is really the South Carolina Invitational. And they're still in the running to get a share of that SEC regular season title as well. Both them and Texas have only lost 1 game. I will say, though, man, Texas has a way easier slate to end the season than South Carolina. They still got Kentucky and Vanderbilt will be 2 tough tests for them. I was looking at the top 150 scores in the country. Brandon, did you know Silas Swartz is all the way down to 15 points per game? Yeah, she definitely slowed down. Michigan's still playing pretty good basketball, and they start 2 freshmen. But yeah, she slowed down. I think the shots just aren't falling the same. And, when you first start killing, a lot of people don't have a whole lot of film on you. I think teams have kind of scouted her. She's been at the top of the scouting report. She's facing other teams' best defenders. She got in the Big Ten play, and that changed a lot of things as well. I still think she's going to be a star, but she definitely kind of got humbled for sure in Big Ten play. SC and Texas will be co-SEC champs for the regular season. I could see that. I could see that. And impressive for Texas, man. Their first year in the league, and they're getting a share of the SEC title. I think that says a lot about them. Where will Aaliyah Chavez go to college? Yo, I was actually talking about her the other day, man, and I think she cut LSU out of her top 5. She just released the top 5 not too long ago. Let me pull it up real quick. She definitely just released the top 5 not too long ago, and I think she cut LSU off of her top 5. When you talk about a potential generational point guard, though, like Aaliyah Chavez is the best player in this class by a mile. She is like when we saw like Joyce Edwards, Sarah Strong, like there was kind of like a competition for the number 1 player in the country for this last class. Bro, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like Aaliyah Chavez is hands down the number 1 player, and it's gonna be hard to get her out of Texas. I know she's got Texas Tech, who has been known to throw that NIL money when it's convenient. Um, I'm just pulling up her top 5 right now because she definitely released the top 5 not too long ago. Yeah, she is tough, man. I think she took LSU off her top 5. Yeah, okay, top 6, top 6. My bad, I misspoke. So she got a top 6 out right now. Is that the latest, though? I know, so her original top 6 were LSU, Texas, South Carolina, UCLA, Oklahoma, and Texas Tech. And a lot of people are saying she might end up at Texas Tech. I feel like they're definitely going to throw the bag. We could see a similar situation to AJ DeBonza and BYU. Like it could be an NIL situation. I heard she was asking for a mill. I heard Aaliyah Chavez was asking for a mill. And I tell you what, man, when you talk about Aaliyah Chavez and her game, bro, she would fit anywhere. Like, best passer in the nation, elite court vision, got the flash, but it's controlled. Like, got the Euro step, like, can get a bucket anytime you need. Elite three-level scorer, can shoot it from anywhere. Great size, great feel for the game. Like, elite in the pick and roll. Really knows how to run a team. She's coming off another state championship. Like, bro, Aaliyah Chavez is the real deal. She's by far the best player in the 2025 class. Like, it's not even close. She's going to be an immediate game changer for whatever program gets her. I'll tell y'all what, man. Texas Tech paid $1 million to get a pitcher for softball to come transfer over. So if I think I could definitely see her getting that cool million to go to Texas Tech, bro. I think they would definitely throw that NIL back at her. But don't sleep on Texas. Rory Harmon is leaving. They don't have an air replacement for point guard right now. I could definitely see her going to team up with Madison Booker at Texas. And that would be a dominant group. Imagine a Texas team led by Layla Filia, Madison Booker, and Aaliyah Chavez, bro. That would be must-watch TV. And then LSU could definitely need her. If you're talking about a team that's struggling at point guard play, I do love Data Richard, though. I think, she definitely could be an answer at point guard for them, freshman, Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year. Like, Richard definitely could be the answer for them, for sure, without a doubt. But if LSU were to land Aaliyah Chavez and add her to that class, I don't know if she cut them off or not. I feel like I saw something to where she might have cut down to like 3 or 4 schools and LSU might have been left off the list. But I know they're still recruiting her, as well as South Carolina's recruiting her hard as well. But when you talk about a point guard that can elevate LSU for years to come, if they were to add her to that recruiting class that they got coming in with Knox and Burridge and those other guards, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man, she would change the trajectory for LSU. Her, Michaela Williams, Flage Johnson in a backcourt together with the rest of those freshmen that are coming in. Because LSU got some players that are getting a free ride right now. I ain't going to lie. And they're definitely going to be replaced with younger talent. I thought Silas Ward. Oh wait a minute. Aaliyah Chavez game is butter smooth, and she is a bag of dinner rolls, Brandon. Yeah, yeah, she's super smooth. Great feel for the game. Like the last time Dawn Staley went and saw her play, she had like 30. Like she be going off. She's won at every level. She kills it on the EYBL circuit. Like it's a battle for Aaliyah Chavez's services right now. But I did hear she asking for that cool million, so it could come down like. I'll look at the guy side. AJ DeBonza could have went anywhere in the country. BYU pulled together about 5 to 7 million for him, so we could see a similar situation. It feels like NIL is going to play a big part in her recruitment. It's going to play a big part in her recruitment. And I'm looking at Texas, richest sports program, athletics department in the country. I'm looking at Texas Tech, who might want to keep the hometown kid close by, sell some tickets, build around her. Like I said, they paid $1 million for a softball pitcher. I think they would drop that bag for Aaliyah Chavez. So this recruitment will be very interesting to continue to watch for sure. And then you got South Carolina still in the running, trying to land her services. It's really crowded though. Um, South Carolina though doing their due diligence with the next class, and so we'll see. But yeah, definitely looking to see. Nah, Rory Harmon definitely has nothing on Leah Chavez. You're talking about a complete point guard that's going to be handed the keys from day one and make an immediate impact. Like she is next level. She is elite. She's by far the best player in this class. And South Carolina's still in the running to land her services too. What does that mean for Maddie McDaniel, Malaysia Full Wiley, and some of these other schools? Does she want to sacrifice her individual accolades to go buy into Don Staley's system? I don't know. I think NIL will play a big part in her recruitment, though, for sure. Yup, Brandon, I missed a word. I meant to say Aaliyah Chavez is butter smooth. All she needs is a bag of dinner rolls. Yeah, facts. Facts. She is buttery smooth. I watched 2 short mini docs on Chavez yesterday. Impressed with her grind skill set. Yeah. She's definitely got the flair, tenacity. She wants to go at your neck any given night. Like, she's not ducking any spoke. She's a competitor. So, respect to her, man. She definitely will be a star in college basketball for sure. And guys, something else I saw too, man, I wanted to talk about. Did y'all see the Coach of the Year nominees. The Naismith Coach of the Year nominees were dropped. Did y'all take a peek at that? Some of the best coaches in the country to look out for. Of course, Gino Auriemma, as well as Don Staley on the list. But taking a look at the list, man, a lot of good names on that list. So you got Gino Auriemma out of Uconn, Kenny Brooks. I think Kenny Brooks deserves a really tough look at for this award, man. What he's doing at Kentucky with year one, building this program in probably the toughest conference in the SEC, where they were barely middle of the pack last year. Like Kenny Brooks, man, he's doing a really great job. Salute to him. I think he should be in there as well as Kim Caldwell, another SEC coach in her first year, building something special at Tennessee. Mark Campbell, Haley Van Lith, and Mark giving her that chance. Donna Prince, Maddie Connor. Like, Mark Campbell doing some great things at TCU. They got their first top 10 ranking in the AP poll in program history. Coach Close doing big things with UCLA. Only lost one game and got dropped down to number 3 RC. Like, golly. Lindsey Gottlieb out of USC in the Big Ten as well, getting some love. What she's doing at USC with Juju Watkins and Kiki Rafen, like, they're still figuring it out and coming together, but I think they're getting better game by game. This was a team that was built a super team, and people felt like Coach Gottlieb might not be the one to get them over the hump. So she's definitely been holding it down. Nell Fortner out of Georgia Tech making some noise. They've been ranked majority of the year, won some big games as well. Neil Ivey, incredible. Number one team in the country. Notre Dame is the one of the first programs to have two different coaches bring them to number one in the country. She might be winning a national title. Definitely think they're taking the ACC regular season and ACC tournament title. So shout out to Coach Ivy as well. Um, it's a lot of coaches on here that deserve a lot of love. Kim Mulkey, Don Staley, Vic Schaefer on the list as well. Some of the usual suspects. Don Staley, man, continues to do a great job. And you kind of get complacent a little bit. Like when you're so used to winning at a high level and just dominating, like people were freaking out because they lost 3 games this season. For most teams, that is a dream season. That is a dream season. And Don Staley has been the standard of stability, so definitely salute to her, and this is an award that she's won multiple times. Vic Schaefer just got a 3-year extension at Texas. They're doing some big things, having his best season there. They've made it to some Elite Eights. Maybe this is the first season that they get over the hump as well, man. Like, a lot of deserving coaches on here. Like I said, he just got that 3-year extension. Texas is rolling. And Shea Ralph also for Vanderbilt. We mentioned that's South Carolina's next matchup, man. Vanderbilt pushes the pace. They got really good guards. They shoot the ball well. They want to spread you out and score fast. This is not the Vanderbilt of old, man. There's a lot of first-year coaches here making some serious noise. So salute to them. Salute to them, man. But I definitely wanted to just kind of touch on that coaching list as well, man. A lot of coaches doing a lot of really good things their first year running programs, man. It is not easy in the Big Ten, the ACC, or the SEC right now, man. Like, it's some very tough basketball being played. Definitely. Give me some of y'all's initial takeaways, though. I know we kind of been talking about a bevy of topics on this live. And guys, if this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share. Join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Also, follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Stay up with the latest and the greatest. We talking sports. We talking entertainment. We talking a little bit of everything, y'all. I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in with me tonight, though. Bounce back game for South Carolina. Gamecock fans getting back to business as usual. Absolutely, man. But yeah, this was definitely a good bounce back game for them. I must say, this was a good bounce back game for them. Not an elite competition, obviously. Like Arkansas was 2-10 in the SEC coming in. This was supposed to be a blowout win. I think it was cool. Miriam Dowda came back to her, played against her old squad and had one of her best games of the season, man, off the bench. Hey, RC, Team USA up 2-1 on Canada, man. Talk to them. Talk to them. I'm telling y'all, man, the NBA need to take notes from the NHL because this has not felt like an All-Star game at all, bro. Like they've been out there competing and leaving it all out on the ice for sure. Yes, definitely a bounce back game for South Carolina, man. And like I said, Don Staley mentioned in that Coach of the Year conversation, definitely a bounce back game for them. Chloe Kitts, really good game. Malaysia Full Wiley, Joyce Edwards getting more minutes like everybody's been calling for. They dominate the glass. They dominate on defense. They shot the ball from three extremely well. If they can continue to shoot the basketball the way they're shooting it, man, South Carolina will be dangerous. I don't think it's not like a old skies falling type situation at all. Like this was, you know, just they've set a standard and people have grown accustomed to them just dominating basketball. But all streaks come to an end. You're gonna lose games. It happens, especially when you're playing a schedule like South Carolina. I mean, they've easily had the toughest schedule in women's hoops this year, for sure, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Saheed, welcome in, my guy. Welcome in. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, feel free, man. Y'all hollering in the chat. Let me know some of y'all's biggest takeaways from this contest, man. It was definitely a bounce back effort for South Carolina. They handle business like they supposed to do. Let me give y'all a what's get a quick update on LSU too as well. Yeah, I feel like South Carolina is definitely gonna go back on a win streak. It feels like they got their swagger back. They got their confidence back. Like this was a game that they needed. This was absolutely a game that they needed to build some confidence for these upperclassmen, especially Chloe Kitts. Breezy Hall definitely shot the ball a lot better. They definitely got to make up for the Uconn loss and blowing out. I'm on Aaliyah Chavez page, bro. I got caught up in the highlights. They showing a game from a couple years ago. Her and Malaysia for a while going at it. Must watch TV for sure. Now they could be teammates. But yeah, man. Honestly, I think it was a good game for these upperclassmen. It seems like Breezy Hall as well as Chloe Kitts have been lacking confidence, and they're definitely back in their bag with that. It was a promising performance. I think they get a new winning streak started for sure. They get a new winning streak started. I'm definitely with you on that. LSU is similar to UConn. Both are good teams, but they play a lot of weak teams, especially in non conference, especially for LSU. UConn just in that weak Big East conference. There's like not another ranked team in the whole conference, bro. It's crazy. They definitely be getting let off easy. But this is still a game. This is like the type of effort you want to see from them. This is definitely what you want to see. You want to see them come out aggressive, come out mad, come out angry, come out with something to prove. And I think that's what we saw tonight. Anastasia, welcome in. Welcome in. My biggest issue with them is they stand a lot when they don't have the ball. Yeah, a lot of ball watching. A lot of ball watching, for sure. A lot of ball watching. Yeah, in that Oklahoma game, man, that was Tennessee gave South Carolina and LSU a scare. Oklahoma, man, I really was kind of high on power. But we are talking about back-to-back Big 12 champs, so they have had success winning conference championships. I'm just saying. But LSU playing Georgia tonight. Let me get y'all the score update real quick. They were up 5 last time I checked. And for those out there watching, Team USA up 2-1 on Canada right now. Looking to beat them twice after snapping a 17-game losing streak. Crazy work. Like, this is history we're witnessing right here, man. LSU's up at halftime, 37-30 over Georgia right now. For those interested, leading the way for them. So Jersey Wolfenbarger has 11 points and 7 rebounds. Holy Jersey! I'm just saying. Flau'jae Johnson has 10 points as well. And they're the only two scorers in double figures. Kaylin Gilbert has 5 points. Samaya Smith already has 7 rebounds. Anissa Morrow is not playing in this game, I'm seeing. Anissa Morrow not playing for LSU tonight, so that explains why Jersey Wolfenbarger getting active. Yeah, Michigan State is definitely a sleeper, man. They definitely are a sleeper. They gave USC and UCLA a run, for sure. I will say UCLA didn't have Warren Betts for that game, which, could make a big difference. But Michigan State, man, they're scrappy. They're definitely scrappy. Michigan State, Utah, Illinois, UNC, like there's a few teams, Georgia Tech maybe as well. There's a few teams I think that could be some outliers. TCU, I could see blowing up some brackets as well. Yeah, this is the most wide open women's basketball has been heading into the tournament in quite some time. Quite some time. Like, it is wide open. I feel like the top 6 to 7 teams could legitimately all compete for a national championship. Absolutely. Said my mic is cutting out. Hold on now. Can't have the audio issues. Appreciate that heads up, Anastasia. Can't have a mic issues, no audio issues. Guys, if this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Also, follow me on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Smart guy, I'm with you. This win proves nothing. I think it was definitely a confidence builder. It's like when you beat up on a lesser team earlier in the season. This was that. I think it was a confidence builder for Chloe Kitts, though, for Breezy Hall, some of these upperclassmen that hadn't really been playing great basketball, been getting outplayed by the underclassmen. I think it was beneficial for that. But other than that, I mean, this game doesn't prove anything, and I'm not here to pretend like it does. And we haven't forgot about the Uconn loss at all. Like, that's still a bad taste in our mouth. But, all you can do is beat the competition in front of you. Just got to play who's on the schedule at this point. Vanderbilt will definitely be a much tougher test, though. Vandy will be a much tougher test. Yeah, she got range. That's why they be screaming at her to shoot it. Shoot it. We actually saw Chloe Kidd shoot the basketball tonight. How about that? Her and Breezy were definitely aggressive hitting their open shots tonight, taking their open shots, taking them and making them. Definitely. for sure. Yes, I think it was one of those. We got to get our swagger back. Dang, Canada just tied up the game. Oh, we got a dog fight on our hands, hockey fans. It's 2-2. Team USA versus Team Canada. Yeah, Raven hit a three. Chloe hit a three. I'm just saying. Yeah, Bree and Kits definitely got to stay aggressive. Stay aggressive. A hesitant player named Mabry now stuck in Connecticut. Slavery. That's hilarious. RC with the freestyle. Appreciate. Where'd you find this one? Hey, mixtape coming soon. Stop playing with her. She did it to herself, though, man. You trying to bully all these franchises and push your way out like you a top 5 player in the league? Connecticut said, nah, big dog. Go ahead and unpack. You gonna be here for a little minute. This ain't no rental. We gave up 2 players, 2 picks. This ain't no rental. You gonna be here for a little minute. Go ahead and kick your shoes off, Miss Marina Mabry. Get used to Connecticut for a little bit. Do you think the South Carolina roster can win the championship? I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot harder than last year. It's not about talent. It's just like which version of South Carolina is going to show up. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, which version of South Carolina are you going to get? What version of them are you gonna get? Can they continue to spread the basketball and hit threes like they did tonight, shooting over 46% from three? Can they do that on a regular basis? Can they hit shots? Will they continue to give those extended minutes to their best players, in my opinion, in Malaysia Full Wiley and Joyce Edwards? Because this felt like one of the first games, like I said earlier, where Lay got to really rock out this game. Like it wasn't she got to play through mistakes and really just played young, wild, and free out there. I think Dawn is kind of giving her more leash now. There's more trust being built there. Joyce Edwards playing incredible basketball still. But I think it'll be dependent on like players like Tessa Johnson, Breezy Hall. Like, are they going to stay aggressive? Chloe Kitts is a big part of that too. Are they going to stay aggressive? Are they going to stay aggressive and keep attack modes, keep that confidence? The Connecticut done. That's hilarious. They are wild, man. Like I'm gonna just say this too, though. Like this is sending a message to the rest of free agencies, like free agents in the future that they want to consider coming there. Like they're gonna remember how you did Mabry. They're gonna remember how you held her against her will. Like she obviously don't want to play there, and why would you want to do that to your locker room? And it feels like she's not gonna be that pleasant to be around. To be honest with you, she's not one of those players that's gonna be pleasant to be around. Like when she wants to be traded, she's gonna force her way out though. Like 3 trades and 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like you can only do so much. She kind of did it to herself, but she didn't sign up for that. They know they're wrong. They blew up the whole team. She should have stayed her butt in Chicago. She should have stayed her butt in Chicago, man. Now she on the worst roster in the league. They even lost this. They even lost the head coach, man. That whole situation is nasty work. And she pissed. Her agent pissed. Like they throwing shots. The son throwing shots at her, talking about they took a risk because she done already forced her way off 2 teams. They not lying. They are not lying. I just never seen a team like the Sun go from championship contender to we just gonna pull the plug and blow everything up without any really good draft assets either. Like this gonna be a long rebuild for the Sun, and I don't see free agents lining up to play there after they did Marina Mabry. How they doing her? What do I like about Connecticut Sun? If I'm thinking unbiased, they have an all-time great in Tina Charles, who still got some juice left backs. They have some high picks, and they got promise in J.C. Sheldon. I like J.C. Sheldon. I like JC Shoulder. They got Diamond the Shields. They got a couple other pieces, but they got a bunch of role players right now. Like, this is going to be a long rebuild for them, in my opinion. And they gave up draft picks, too, to bring in Mabry. But JC Shoulder definitely has promise. Tina Charles, I agree, definitely has some juice left in the tank. Mabry, she's going to have the ultimate green light. I see her average about 16, 17 a game next year. Yeah, that's who I'm forgetting about too. Olivia Nelson Oduda. Yeah, Adoda. Yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. Bro, this hockey game is crazy right now. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Yeah, I mean, honestly, smart guy. I think there's about 6 to 7 teams that could win a national championship, and South Carolina are in that bunch. Yeah, maybe should have stayed in. Man, she should have stayed. She should have just stayed in New York or in Chicago, man. She definitely should have just stayed in Chicago. I'm just saying. She kind of played herself. You can't just be forcing yourself out of all these franchises. I gotta do a separate video too, man. How about the Storm signing Zaya Cook, man? I definitely think she has a chance to make that roster and be a contributor potentially. She's gonna be fighting for a roster spot, but that's definitely something else to look at, man. I'm definitely rooting for Zaya Cook. That's what I'm saying. She acting like she a Hall of Fame player. Like, bro, I feel like when Draymond was talking to Paul Pierce, you're not Kobe. They don't love you like that. They don't. They do not love you like that. But she absolutely though, she absolutely could help a contending team. I mean, Dallas, maybe the Mercury. You could look at Washington potentially, but you're gonna have to give up some assets to get her because you know Connecticut not letting her walk for nothing. You definitely gonna have to give up some assets to get her for sure. They looking to stockpile them draft picks. Yeah, she trying to play bully ball down there, man. Connecticut ain't going for it at all. They are not going for it at all. Guys, man, we've been at it for an hour. I want to hop on, do a little post game, just talk some women's hoops with y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Give me your final takeaways before we close it out. I will be live throughout the next few days, though. We definitely got some more lives coming, and I put up a lot of content today. So y'all go check out the page, man. Got some reaction videos going. Y'all let me know, man. Give me y'all's takeaways. You know, Cleveland definitely putting a lot of money into that franchise. Toronto, the Valkyries will be kicking off this season as well. Looking to see, man, where the hell is Kennedy Carter going to be playing at? I'm ready to see how that's going to end up as well. Maybe they try to get Mabry and Carter, reunite them, and put them on the Valkyries. But yeah, Marina Mabry played herself, man. I'm not going to hold y'all. Marina Mabry absolutely played herself. Guys, give me your final takeaways. Talk to me. Talk to me. I appreciate y'all, man. I always have so much fun on these lives. CC going to win MVP. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it, man. Much love to y'all. I really appreciate y'all rocking with me from the beginning. We just getting started. Y'all know the vibes, man. I hope everybody has a prosperous and just blessed and fruitful Friday tomorrow. Heading to the weekend. We got some great games coming up as well. And y'all holler at me in the comments. Let me know some more topics y'all want me to talk about as well. Y'all know I'll hop on and do whatever we need to do. We gotta talk about it. It's like my guy Frederick says. The W is redoing the CBA. Will the rookies be locked into the current contracts? That is a great question. Because I know the rookies coming in next year are going to be making a lot more money. And that's why we're seeing a lot of one-year deals this year, man. Because everybody's going to be a free agent next year when that new money comes in. You'll start seeing longer deals next year. But nobody's trying to get locked into nothing until that CBA gets redone for sure. Russell, appreciate you joining in. Guys, that is a wrap for me for tonight, but I will be back at it tomorrow, man. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakely, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. And follow me on social media at Brandon Lee TV on all platforms. Until next time, my beautiful people, we out.